Welcome to the Holiday Inn Capital National Mall, and we are at room 453, double queen accessible suite. Welcome. So here we are in what I can only describe as a rather large room. Now this is not first night, this is day 4. We've managed to trash it every night when we've got in, so it wasn't tidy enough to film. So on the entrance you have this rather large mirror. I could have sworn there was somebody in the room standing staring at me the other night, but it was me. You will see as you go around the room there are 3 air conditioners because it's just that big a room. So here's number 1. Now this end of the room is currently 22 degrees and the aircon is set to 18.5, so it's just about getting there. You've got a very nice sitting area, sofa, chair, TV, lots of drawer space. I'll show you in a minute. A nice little coffee table. There's the first of the air conditioners. Now you'll notice the curtains are closed because it just gets so hot. Oh, that's nice. That's a beautiful cold breeze blowing off of that. And yeah, you can just see our intensities outside heat-wise. So you've got these nice sort of net curtains, and then you've got a blackout blind behind that, and that really works. Pile of laundry because we're just about to pack his bags. Table lamp with quite useful outlets actually in the top of the table lamp. So some outlets down there that we won't be using. Nice bench. I don't know why you'd need a bench, but there's one there. First of the large TVs with, excuse me, channel guide, 40 channels, and I've got to say there is nothing on any of the channels apart from Fox News, pro-Trump, and CNN, which is obviously anti-Trump, and the whole of the channels on every side is either anti-Trump or pro-Trump, and there's bugger all else on the TV apart from that. So coming through, you've only got this little nook, and this little nook has second of the aircon units, another shielded window. You can't put the curtains open. We tried it once, it went up to 28 degrees. We have a full-size fridge with a nice piece of carrot cake, some drinks and some leftover fruit from the other day. A very strange coffee machine. I've not seen one of these before. Rather large cups go in there, and then that pops up and you have to put some water in, and then you press a button and it brews it, and it doesn't taste all that great. Ice bucket, there's an ice machine somewhere out on the corridor. Microwave, how weird's that? And then this part of the room, look, 26 in here. You wouldn't believe it, would you? That's set to 18.5. 22 down there, 26 up here. And I think that's because, coming round the other side, this air conditioner broke after the first night. And that is off. So this one, despite actually being on, it's not doing anything. The fan doesn't work. So then you come into the main part of the bedroom. You've got this second TV stand with more drawers. These drawers are really huge, so that's 6 of those in total. Yep. Another big TV, 40 channels the same, nothing on. And then you have 2 queen size beds. So it's a double queen suite with a complimentary wife, as always. That's because I'm a Holiday Inn member. They always throw a wife in. Say hello, wife.
Hello.
Is that the best you can do? Ha. You can tell it's towards the end of the week. We've got a couple of table lamps. We've got another big bedside unit where we store all my junk. That's my junk drawer. We're not the tidiest of people. Start off with all good intentions. It comes with a hairdryer. What's the hairdryer like, Susie?
Not bad actually.
Yeah, you're okay, because
I have not got thick hair. If you have thick hair, you'd struggle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we didn't bring our own on this occasion, and we've managed okay. You've got some little bedside light things, which we've not used. And these are the bedside lights. These are quite good. Now, we were saying that actually it's a nicely appointed room, just looks a little bit dated in places, partially because of the old-fashioned heating system, partially because the lampshades are never straight, and I put them straight every morning and they always bent again by the time I get back in. That'll be the feather duster. Quite nice lights, I like these lights, quite pretty, Art Deco type thing. But you have to have the lights on because we're cutting the sunlight out. But I guarantee if we open all those curtains, it's going to go all like 10 degrees straight away, isn't it? So we really need those shut. I'm going to show you where we are in a minute outside. This, you will see you have two matching doors. One is the closet, one is the bathroom. Try not to get them mixed up. I've already been into the closet once, aiming for the bathroom. And as I say, this is an accessible suite. So it's very nice. You wouldn't know it's accessible, really. Quite a big sink unit, lots of towels, lots of handrails, and really the only accessible portion is the handrails around the toilet and in the shower. Nice shower, nice warm water. The shower head doesn't actually fit on that bracket. They've obviously changed the head at some point and it doesn't fit the bracket, which is a shame. It's got a pull down seat and quite spacious. Pull over curtain, leaks a bit when it's spraying. It comes with Dove and toiletries, so you've got body wash, shampoo and conditioner there, and then over on the sink you've also got hand wash and body lotion. And we brought all our own toiletries, but we've only used those. So yeah, nice big mirror. Got a very dangerous sink. I'm going to see if I can demonstrate. Look where the handle's positioned in. If you come into this Holiday Inn, watch these handles because that is off. And off is towards the mirror. So switch these on. You'll see you get nice hot water, you get nice cold water. So if you make the mistake of going this way with the taps, if you put them full on at the same time, it actually shoots straight over the top and into your lap. So that's one to watch out. Downstairs they have, I'll show you in a minute, they've got a Starbucks. We've just been and fetched this rather strange mango concoction that's the wrong colour for mango. But tasty. Very nice. Mango, dragon fruit and lemonade. And he took some the dragon fruit or raspberries in the top. And can you see that? Yeah. And it is very sweet, very nice, very refreshing. Needed it because we've just been out for our last walk around. And then you have in here rather large closet. The only downside of this, if there is a downside, is that it only has short hanging, lower hanging space. So if you've got a dress, I don't wear them personally, but Sue does, and as you can see they trail on the floor, so you've either got to fold them up anyway or just let them trail. You get a suitcase holder thing, you get a safe, ironing board and iron if you're that way that way inclined, spare pillows, plenty of shelf storage. Overall, the place is, I think, very nice. So, shall we ask the boss? What did the boss think to the room?
I was going to say, it's a bit dated.
It's a bit dated.
Clean, it's fresh.
Yeah, nice size beds.
Yeah, comfy beds.
Yeah, always. They've always been and made every room and cleaned it up, and it's always tidy. The only thing is, carpet's looking a little bit on the worn side. Probably it wouldn't hurt, I don't think, if you give it shampoo. I think that would make the world of difference. It just looks a bit grubby and tired, and I think if they give it a good clean, that probably wouldn't go amiss. Apart from that, I'm thinking not bad really.
No, just we found out that the position obviously is good and bad.
Yeah, nah. So let's talk about where it is. This is the position on the map. It's adjacent to the Smithsonian Air and Space Museum on Independence Avenue. It's within easy walking distance of the Capitol building and the National Mall, and from there, of course, you can go all the way down to the Lincoln Memorial, and it's very well positioned for all those sort of monuments and places that you want to go and visit. It's only 10-15 minutes walk to the DC wharf area, where you can get the Potomac water taxi to Georgetown, Alexandria and the National Harbour, which we've done. Just note that if you're in a wheelchair, you can't get off at Georgetown, it isn't accessible, but you can at Alexandria and you can at National Harbour. We were going to Alexandria, but we sort of aborted because we were just either getting tired or run out of time, both really. We did go down to National Harbour. I don't think there was that much there really in National Harbour. We didn't really give it a big look round, but there wasn't a great deal to do. Very, very steep ramp to get off of the lower level where the taxi comes to get up onto the top waterfront street. Wasn't much there. We took a taxi there from the waterfront over to Tanger Outlet, which is a bit, if you live in the UK, it's a bit like a McCarthy Glen type place, outlet shop. And then we got the Uber back to our hotel afterwards. Now, safe to say, you've got lots of ways of getting around while you're in DC. You can use the metro, which we said we were going to use all the time, and we haven't actually been on it yet because now we've repositioned ourselves closer to the mall. We haven't really needed to. We've walked most of the places. Where we couldn't walk, we've grabbed an Uber. Ubers are dead easy to use, fairly cheap. I think the cheapest one we had was $9, which was up to the Capitol building, because at the time we didn't realise how close it was. We could have walked it. We had an early morning appointment there and decided to get an Uber just to make sure we got there. Actually, it would have been easier to walk from where the Uber dropped us off. I think the most expensive one was yesterday, which was $25, and that was from the Tanger retail outlet, and that was 9.5 miles back into Washington downtown at rush hour. If you get one early in the morning or sort of early afternoon, then they're quite cheap. As you get further on during the day, the prices start to rise and you're getting up towards the $20-25 mark towards the end of the night. So I recommend Uber. The taxis are a few dollars extra. There's plenty around, red and white taxis, you can't miss them. Loads stood outside the hotel, but the Ubers only take 2 to 5 minutes from wherever you are to get to you, so it just works for us. There's two downsides that I can think about stopping at the Holiday Inn Capitol. One is the fact that on this side of the National Mall, we haven't been able to find much in the way of restaurants or bars or anything like that. We've eaten in the hotel, which has got a very nice bar and restaurant, but it's pretty limited this side. Whereas if you stop on the other side, northwest side, up near DuPont Circle, around there, apparently there's loads of restaurants to choose from. So if that's what you're looking for, that's the place to be. This side is a lot better for the monuments and other attractions. We were originally stopping in a place up towards Georgetown, which was about a mile's walk every day. I'm so glad we didn't do that. That would have been a 2-mile round trip, and it's been between 25 and 28 degrees while I've been here, and it's pretty exhausting walking in that sort of heat. So I'm glad we moved. The other downside, which nobody's mentioned, is that we are right next door to a place called L'Enfant Plaza, and that is the local metro station and also Amtrak and the Virginia Express Railway. If you're coming into Washington DC from Virginia and you're using the VRE, then this is an absolutely brilliant hotel because it's right next to the station, and it's spot on in the middle for anything. If you're going to the Capitol, if you've got a business appointment, something like that, then this is perfect. There's a lot of business people in here, isn't there? Like you can see, there's a lot of people, a lot of cowboys with cowboy hats. Anyway, the downside is there's a train station next door. So from 6 o'clock dead on, the first VRE comes in with its bells clanging and its horns hooting, and that goes on throughout the day. Seems to ease off mid-afternoon, picks up again about 6 o'clock when you get all the trains going back out again. This is one stop from the Union Station, so it's well placed if you want to get in here by train. Very close to Ronald Reagan Airport if you're coming in from domestic flights, only just over the way on the Beltway over in Virginia. And if you're into trains and you like train spotting, this is a bonus. Ask for rooms overlooking L'Enfant Plaza. If you don't like the noise, if you don't want the trains, if you don't want the disturbance, then ask them for a room on the opposite side of the hotel. Anyway, that's the end of the... Is there anything to add on the room tour that you think I might have missed? We'll pop down and have a quick glance at some of the hotel features. There is a pool. Unfortunately, it doesn't open until late May. We've just missed the opening time. That's a shame. I bought all my shorts and you bought a swimming costume, and we were looking forward to a nice dip every day when we got back here and found out it's closed. So that was a bit of a disappointment, and no reason. I mean, it's been storming weather. Why they don't open the pool is beyond me. They've got a nice bistro bar, but apparently the bistro only opens for breakfast, which is a bit weird. And then they've got a nice grill bar, haven't we, that we've had a couple of nice meals in, and a couple of drinks, which is nice to stop at the end of the night. But again, it closes at 10. So after 10, you're really struggling then to find anywhere to get a drink or anything to eat, apart from there's a McDonald's on the corner. We've also got a Starbucks directly on the corner, which you can go to. That opens from about 5 in the morning, apparently, the guard was saying, and it shuts at 7:30. So again, after 7:30 you're struggling. They do have quite a decent little on-site shop next to the reception, and we've had, well, they call it a snack. We had a 2 Caesar salad, didn't we? And they were fairly decent, actually quite tasty. I wouldn't have any objection to going to get another one of those. Pop, ice cream, sweatshirts, hats, ornaments, you name it, they've got it down there, haven't they? Hot food, cold food, freezing food, drinks galore, wine, beer, everything. And actually, I didn't think the prices were too bad. We paid, I think, $350 for a bottle of pop. It's about the same if you go to a hotel in London, you're going to be paying much the same. So that is it from us. We are flying home tomorrow. Don't know if we're doing anything in the morning. I think we might just have a lazy morning. We've got to pack, we've got to have his breakfast. I can recommend the breakfast here. In the bistro in the morning, they do a breakfast menu, and items started around, I think they were about $15 for breakfast items if you wanted, traditional breakfast, or you could have pancakes and stuff. $15. Coffee was $4 or $5. By the time you added it all up, if you're having cereals and you're having orange juice and stuff like that, it was well over $25. And they did a full all you could eat, all you could drink buffet for $25. So we had that, didn't we? And yeah, I mean, it is what it says on the tin. You can have as much as you like, and they just keep coming and filling the coffee until you send them away, basically. So can recommend that. We enjoyed that. We're having that tomorrow for his final breakfast before we fly back. Stay tuned to the channel, because as soon as we get home we'll start posting some of the stuff that we've done on the trip. We've had 4 glorious days weather-wise, and we've had 4 action-packed days. We've done everything except Alexandria was on the cards. Oh, we haven't done Arlington, have we? We were going to do Arlington Cemetery, but then we sort of run out of time and a bit of steam, but the other thing is it became apparent to us it's quite a hilly place, and we're struggling to push the wheelchair up and down some of the hills in the heat, so we've decided to reluctantly give that one a miss. So apart from that, we've done everything we said we were going to do and more, really, haven't we? We've added a few things on that we weren't expecting, so yeah, we've had a good time. Stay tuned. Oh, there's a train. There's a train. Shall we have a quick look? Quick run. Oh, it's the Virginia Railway Express. And that's how close it is. And it's not too bad this time of day, but you know, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night, it could wake you up if you're that way inclined. Some of us just snore the way through, don't we? So anyway, that's all from us. So if you like what you see, then give us a thumbs up, and if you want to see the rest of the videos as they come out, then if you haven't already, you might like to subscribe to the channel, and then you won't miss anything, and we've got lots to show you. So for now, I'll say goodbye from me, Rob, and goodbye from
Me the wife.
me, the wife. You see, we start off all friendly, Rob and Sue, and by the end of the week it's husband and wife. See you later. Bye.